Is this thing on? Welcome along everybody to another Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode with TechnoJock. We start this episode with a little flashback to what happened the other day. Just thought I'd come back quickly because Phoenix has come online just after, just in the process actually. Stalker and I were making some additions to his base. And yeah, he's discovered a spider in his base which has killed him, but that's not what we've done. Stalker has put fans all around his base, and I've put little statues of creepers all over the place. And Stalker and I are just waiting for his reaction. There we go. He's finally noticed. He couldn't get down his ladder. And the issue was he thought the issue was lag on his end. It's taken him about 5 minutes to notice that there's fans all over the place. I think we need to go and give him a visit. Let's go over to his place. Let's see what he's gonna say. And I've put these like just round corners and places that he's gonna get jumped by them. I hadn't realised that Stalker had put all these things on here. It's too good. There's things everywhere. My particular favourite is this. Oh, I can't get up and have a look, but yeah, if you look next to his bed, I think that's brilliant. Oh, this should be good. This should be proper amusing. See what he says. Oh, he doesn't even suspect me. Oh, that's a shame. It does look a bit goofy, but I think it looks pretty funny. Oh, that's brilliant. Too funny. Let that be a little bit of a cautionary tale, because, well, it was only a matter of time before it happened to me too. If you have a look on the minimap, you'll see there's quite a lot of entities going around here, and if we take a wander over here, I would appear to have some new friends, some new lodgers, quite a few of these, all round the place. So far I think they're confined to the upper level, which I actually quite like penguins, but they're not confined to just inside. We've actually got some outside as well, but we've got to be careful. Didn't realise it was night time out here. Yeah, there you are. It's like it might be. Yeah, so we've got a little pen of penguins out here as well. I got a cryptic message from Stalker the other day saying that winter was coming to the hot land, and I thought he was making some sort of Game of Thrones reference or something like that. I didn't get that. Yeah, my desert now has some penguins in it. So that was good. I was quite entertained by that. It could have been an awful lot worse to get pranked back, quite frankly. Anywho, news, on with what we're going to be doing today. Little changes around the place. We've got this set up now because our inventory panel was doing my nut in, so we've copied roughly what Phoenix has got in his base, so that's pretty good. This is a return chest. I can put things in here and they will go into the system. I'm not quite sure. I don't think Phoenix has got that set up at the moment. And we've got our crafting station on top of this chest, and this chest is what the stuff goes into. So if I go, I want a stack. I don't want that. Let's just say I'll have 1 redstone. It'll come out and it'll go in there. There we go. So when we're crafting things, it's kind of as close to IE as we're going to get. IE? No. E as we're going to get. So yeah, that's kind of handy. But other things, I've got the painting machine. Can't remember if I'd gone over that with you the other day. So that's there. Roughly that's it. But one of the things that I am wanting to do is I really want to upgrade my wiring. I've got a hardened flux duct that goes all the way down to the reactor now. But we've only got enough to do 1 line of it over here, so we can keep up with our power. The reactor's nowhere near fully upgraded yet either, but yeah, we're kind of hurting for redstone. So I'm going to do a redstone farm, and I've got witches and stuff over the way. But what we're going to be doing is using these things. I went over to the Nether to get a bunch of quartz and stuff like that. These things, these blood saplings, as it says, grows on the ceiling. So you've got to do some jiggery-pokery to get these things working right. But the leaves on these drop redstone as a byproduct. So we'll see what we can get going with this. We've got the harvester that we were using previously, but then haven't really done an awful lot else with. So what we can do, I think this is kind of the center of this room there. I think that's the sort of middle point here. Now what I want to do is I want to go up to, and I want to place some of this netherrack there. And then I need to make a hole in the floor. Because if I don't make a hole in the floor, this thing will make its own hole in the floor. You've got to be very careful with these bloodwood saplings, because when they grow, they'll punch through, I think, pretty much anything. So yeah, we're going to need to watch that. Now what I do want to do here is, I want to actually find out, I think it'll be that one. Because when it grows in a 2x2, and I think it goes that way and that way. But I shall just check. This could be a quick way to punch a hole in my own floor. So let's just have a look at this. I'm going to go, yep, there we go. That's exactly what it does. Perfect, though. That's ideal. Now, that makes things a little bit easier to work at the level of that. So we will need this. Now these things, first things first, I think this harvester actually has some power in it. I'm going to put it down and have a look. Yeah, it's got power in it because it was fully connected up beforehand, and I don't think breaking it like that has made any difference. Okay, so this is going to spew stuff out the back of it. That's not a huge issue. Now we need to plant there, so we want to come around this side, so we've got giving ourselves plenty of room. And it's going to go like that, and there we go. Yeah, it's going to fill up with sludge, and it's going to spew stuff out the back. And then it's going to very quickly run out of energy. That's fine, not a bother. I'm going to deliberately build this back up and out a little bit, so we can, when we turn it back on, it's going to detect that there's some sort of tree here, and it's going to place the stuff down. Now we're going to be using these cache things, cache, whatever you want to call it. That's what we're going to be using. And before we go much further as well, we want this thing. So we've got a fluid trash can. We're just going to get rid of the sludge just now. We don't really care about it too much at this point. So we could use it for putting through the sludge boiler later on, but at this point I don't really care very much for it. Now we need two of these autonomous activators. Now one is going to go here. Enable on high. We're going to do use first slot only, and it's going to be for planting stuff. In fact, we don't need to enable on high. We can just do this, do that, and when that's on the back, so when it's pointing towards us, there we go. Right, so that is pointing that way, and it will plant one of these bloodwood saplings whenever it can. I'll break this and I'll show you. Ta-da! There we go. Right, so we don't want that just now. So we'll stop it from doing that. We'll put another bit of bloodwood back up. Stop it from doing that. Sapling can go in there, and actually we'll just keep that on just now, shall we? So we need saplings to go into that. Really what I want to do, we're going to have the chest on the back of here. Then from the chest we're going to put the cache things down. So from the chest on the back there, actually, yeah, we'll just do that just now. We might want to change the layout a little bit, but we've got there and there. Now if we make this one, what we're going to have, we've got two kinds of wood comes out of these things. So we've got the two kinds of wood, redstone and saplings. Yeah? Excellent. This one at the end is going to be for putting the bone meal into, so we can have these things fertilized. So our fertilization system is going to be over here. In fact, I'm not going to have it near those. I'm going to have it off to one side or back a little bit. I'll put it there. It's perhaps not the best place, but it'll do. So, and that's in, and if we use first slot only, and we'll go like that. Excellent. And this one is most certainly going to be enabled on a high signal, because we don't want it fertilizing for the whole time, and especially not when this starts getting harvested. This is going to plant straight away. Oh, I wonder. I'm thinking now, instead of having this being... No, we'll keep with the plan that we've got. And we'll go, and that's on the output, we want input. There we go. So it's going to be, oh, we need power over to it as well, so we're going to need that and those. So power is going to come from over here. Put our capacitor bank on there. Going to have there coming out over here. Now these things, I'm going to shift that to the side so we can have power at the top of that, the top of that, and the top of that. And that's going to go to there. Is that going to go to... No, I didn't think so. But that can go to there, and that can go to there. Oh dear, I really didn't want that to happen. Stop it. Stop it. Well, you can see that that's working. Yep, definitely working. Right. So, redstone goes in there. We'll work with this. The two different kinds of bloodwood go in there, and our saplings go in there. So let's lock these like that, same as you would with a jabba barrel. It's just a shift right click. I don't think it actually says on there that it's locked, but it is. Let's get ourselves, not the diagonal, the dolly. Let's shift this over. So this is on the back, like that. And we can go take some of this out. Let's get item duct out the bottom of here. Oh dear, what's happened there? He had problems with the creeper earlier on, and it took out a bunch of his seeds and stuff, which he wasn't best impressed with, which I can fully sympathise with. I wouldn't be best impressed either. Yeah, so we need to go along here. These will go in here like that, and I will turn off. Oh, that one hasn't gone in. That's fine. Excellent. And then we want one going up like that in there, and that one going up into that one like that there. We need... we don't need filters because these are all locked. We do need a good servo. There we go. And we'll put that on there so it extracts as quickly as possible and set it to ignore. But it's only going to take out the redstone at that point because that's the only thing that's allowed into those barrels. Perfect. We want to put that into there and lock that. And that will go into there. That's looking good. We're getting close to this being done. And the last thing will be this, which I'm sure you're all wondering what that is. And we want those servos. So we've got two servos. We don't need the filter, but we'll take it out of there just now. Servo there, servo there. That's fine. That'll fill that up. That'll fill that up. So, yep, there's the bone meal going in, filling that up. Perfect. That's the saplings going in there, filling that up. They won't be used up as quickly as they need a better servo. We can get away with that fairly basic servo. Perfect. That's all looking good. So, we want the planting one. We will ignore redstone signal for that. It should now be planted. Yes, it is. And if we take some bone meal, let's bone meal this up, and there it goes. Very quickly, our harvesters should start harvesting, and we should start seeing the produce coming out the other end. Come on. Ah. There we go. That's it now. Yep, bunch of stuff coming flying out there. Excellent. You can see all the redstone coming out. Bunch of saplings as well. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now this thing has already gone and planted more, but it's still doing that. So we don't want this fertilizing at this point. Otherwise, the new one's going to grow, and then it's just going to take out that. We're not going to get the best results that we want. So, what we do want is, we want some way of triggering a redstone signal on this for a little while after a fairly lengthy pause. This will grow. And this will grow once we've got. Let's do it like this. Let's put this here, like this, and like this. That's an ignored redstone signal anyway. So what we can have, we have this sequencer thing. Now this I nabbed from what was my old Thaumcraft room in the old spawn village. This was under the floor or behind a wall or something. There was two of them, and this thing is really cool. It's kind of like a timer, but it's called a sequencer, and all these bits here, we've got a delay of 10 seconds, so this entire sequence takes 10 seconds, I think. So all of this bit, the redstone signal is off. For this bit, it's on. And there's a bunch of different settings that you can do for this, but basically, if I go like this, if I get a bit of redstone, like that, because it's a redstone farm, you'll see that there's no signal, power 0, and it'll go along, power 0, I'll watch the sequencer. Is that off? It is on. Come on, anytime you're ready. There we go, power 15 comes on, but it's not turning on that because it's coming out of the sequencer the wrong way. Right, let's shift this around a bit. Let's go put it this way. Go sequencer that way. And this is basically our on switch for this thing. Be interesting to see if this sequence, because I haven't really tested this sequence should be long enough that the harvester can chop down the entire tree, and hopefully the pulse is long enough that it's going to be able to bone meal this up and make it grow. It's a little bit of a balancing act. So any moment now, this one's on, enabled on high, yep, there we go, it's bone mealing it, and it's growing. And it's stopped bone mealing it pretty much straight away. I think we're reasonably safe. And this thing is harvesting all the goodies. Superb. I think that we have a functional build. There we go. It takes all these leaves away, and as you can see, it's pumping out the redstone. How much have we got? We've got over half a stack already from, what was it? Did it do 2 trees? Maybe. And there it goes again. Boom, does it again. So there will probably be 1 or 2 that it takes a second to, or it doesn't take that long. The first bone meal will make it grow, and then it'll plant another one, and it'll still be bone mealing, and it'll grow again. But I think this is only on for like a couple of seconds. It's maybe going to use up a couple of bone meal. But to be honest, it's going to be roughly the same as if it took more bone meal to make it, because we're certainly not going to run out of these. Like we've got 37 in there, plus we've got the 64. We're getting a lot of saplings. I think that this is a pretty sustainable build. And again, it's sitting for a little while, not bone mealing, but not long. There we go. Woof. Straight away. Look, all of it coming out. It's up to 49. That's going to be a full stack by the time it finishes that tree. I think that's done. So I thought I'd take you back. This has now been running for half an hour, and we've got nearly 400 redstone already. And at one point it had run out of bone meal, so it hadn't been fertilising it up. So, a solid half hour gets you 400 redstone. I think that's pretty good. And also, we've got all this wood. I don't think that wood is actually of any use. I don't think you can do anything with it. Even up in the sawmill, it won't do anything. Certainly the other wood does need sawmilled. It won't do it. But yeah, that doesn't even go into the sawmill. Can't do anything with that. Uses for that: facade, cover, and enchantments. And you can burn it for fuel. I suppose there's that. I could probably use it instead of charcoal in here or something like that. I don't know if that would be... No, it won't even go into there, so it needs to be a furnace fuel, I think. So that is almost completely useless. However, you know what? I can cope with having a useless byproduct of something that we are attempting to use, because Those 600 blood samplings are also fairly useless, but we can use that. That's nearly 2,000 wood, and they're over 400 redstone already. So I am very happy with this build, and as you can see, it's not very difficult. There's going to be one machine frame needed for that, some item ducts. They don't need to be the resonant ones. The signalum servo. A quick trip to the nether, a couple of little bits and bobs, and you too could have yourself a nice redstone farm. Those caches are dirt cheap. They are 4 tin round a log. Easier even, I suppose, than a barrel if you've got a surplus of tin. And a couple of autonomous activators, and you don't even need one of them. You could just wait for the things to grow. They would work. And that sequencer thing I found in the village. Probably not that difficult to find one of those RF tools ones. It's fairly easy to spot them. They've got those white floors and the funny flashing lights in them. So yeah, that'd be pretty good. I call that a completed build. I'm very, very happy with that indeed. So that's it for this episode. I hope you have had a funs and have learnt some things. Don't forget, leave a like if you did like it. It helps other people find the video as well. And if you haven't already, maybe think about subscribing. But for me, it's a bye-bye and have a funs.